So I promised my next video would be on the vault weapons from this patch, but DICE have thrown another curveball my way and introduced another Easter egg. This one is not too dissimilar to the last one, being the dark market crates, but this time we have speakers. Now let's get straight into how we found this and what it entails and how we need your help to figure out what this all means. So it started with this message in the No Salt Discord. A charm called Norland with a strange symbol on it saying we have to find 4 radios on 4 maps to get it. I then see a message on the same Discord by Fish135 saying that he's found a strange speaker. I tell him that these have been in the game since launch and they've been playing podcasts, music, things like that, but he insists that this one's different, and stupidly I don't believe him. So we set up a portal server since they're persistent now, and hop in to have a look. We go on Orbital first, since it's the new reworked map, and since they're on this map as they're detailed in the player card. We spend the best part of 40 minutes searching around the entirety of Orbital with many people joining us along the way, so thank you very much if you joined on the hunt, until we finally found one. Now the thing was, it didn't speak, not for about 5 minutes. And when it did speak, it spoke in random military chatter that we'll get into in a bit. Weirdly though, I was the only one that could hear this, as Fish said that he couldn't, and nobody else in the lobby seemed to be able to hear it either. Nevertheless, our search continued, and we went to look for more on this map and on other maps. Over the course of the next 2 hours, we scoured Kaleidoscope, Stranded, Renewal, and Orbital to see what we could find. And lo and behold, we found these speakers on every single one, plastered with the company name and logo of Nordvik. But what did they say and what did they do? Well, even after finding all of these on all 4 maps, the charm didn't unlock. Now this could mean one of 2 things. Either the tracking is broken, as we've seen on a few things since the last few updates in Battlefield 2042. For example, the Battle Pass progression didn't track for a solid few months, so this could just be broken. Or we have to do some sort of interaction with all of these on one map, or maybe on all of the maps to actually unlock the charm. As I did mention though, they did speak.
Fire! Hostile is close!
A few of the things we can make out were bearing 287, something about combat zones, trying to get eyes on the hostiles, and things about ships, sails, and more bearings. Although I didn't personally hear this, members of my squad did when we were on the map Stranded, so I only have their words to go by, but I've heard this from multiple people who weren't in contact with each other, so it's safe to say that these things were spoken. Now I do have thoughts on these particular quotes, but that's getting into tinfoil hat territory, so we'll cover it at the end. But the more solid evidence for what these might be, let's take a look at Nordvik themselves, and to do this I hopped in a call with Comet, our resident lore expert and runner of the Exodus Archives lore website, to try and figure out who this company were. Now, this summary is from the main man, Comet himself, who has kindly taken the time to go through and break this all down. I thought it best for this to come from him, who's the expert, rather than me. So, there appear to be 2 different companies that will play a significant role in Season 3, Yatagara and Nordvik. First, Yatagara recently had a themed bundle that included a player card. In the card is a group of Nopats infiltrating an unnamed Korean company. Pike leads the mission, and she says, guess Nordvik's hiding data with a Korean company. Now how did the Nopats infiltrate this company? That's where Yatagara comes into play. Much of what Yatagara does is unknown. All that is known is that they are focused on the security sector. However, one could speculate that Yatagara is a security company that gives task forces to companies to secure their locations. The company could then charge Nopats for security uniforms to break into restricted areas. Nordvik has just been introduced into the world of 2042. Based on the name of the new charm, it appears they're based in Norrland, Sweden. It also seems Nordvik has connections with the dark market. In this photo with Charlie Crawford, other people are identified. One of them is Oscar Bergman, the senior vice president of Nordvik. This is not surprising as the dark market continues to play a more significant role in the narrative. This begs the question, what exactly does Nordvik do? With the dark market in Oz possessing shear water processors, the technology that caused the blackout of 2040, go read everything Comet has said about the blackout and the story, by the way, over on the Exodus archives. It's amazing. Maybe Nordvik is a weapons production company. We will learn more about this Nordvik as we're just a month away from Season 3. Thank you, Comet, for that. That's honestly a better explanation than I could ever ask for. The amount of work that he puts into this lore analysis is just out of this world. Piecing together different screenshots from months and months ago, the man is a bloody investigator, and I respect the hell out of it, so thank you for that. Now for tinfoil hat theory time. The previously mentioned voice lines that come through these speakers are quite interesting, one of which talks about trying to identify or locate or look for an enemy, maybe because they're hidden. Now, I'm going to go on a limb here and hope that this is linked to a jungle-themed map for the next season because of limited visibility. A jungle would certainly make it hard to identify and spot enemies, and maybe we could have a little bit of a link here. I can't find any link between bearing 287 and any sort of jungle, but maybe I'm missing something, or we just don't have the whole picture here yet. My final point that actually points towards a jungle is our next map, and this is a thought shared by loads of people in our Discord, and it's purely speculation, but it would be really cool to get this, is that the new skins data mined by Temporeal seem to be burned, like some sort of burned woodland or forest, like a wildfire. Now this is purely speculation, and these could just be Halloween themed outfits, especially the Skulldozer one, but it could maybe lead towards a forest fire being an event in the next map, maybe in a jungle. We've already seen something like this with Firestorm before, so maybe they could bring it back in some sort of way as a levolution for the next map. Maybe cutting off objectives or cutting off lanes between objectives with fire. That would be really cool. But let's not get our hopes too high and overblown, because this is just me saying random things that come to my head and the hopes of us in the Discord. Anyway, I'm recording this the day before the video goes live, just after we've done this big hunt, so maybe some more information has come out about this. Maybe I'm completely outdated. I will have to update it in editing, if so. The final thing that I can say is that while this event may seem similar to Season 2's before it launched, there's a big difference, and that's in the data miner I've mentioned before, Temporeal. He felt free to basically spoil the entire method of finding the Easter egg for Season 2's build-up. He told everyone what the boxes look like, what player cards you'll get, what it'll lead to, and that's no fault of his. I mean, it's not that big of an event, it's just a cool little thing, and we still had to go out and find them. But he's refused to talk about this event at all because he thinks it's better for the player base to find out themselves. That led me and Comet to speculate that perhaps this event is much bigger than last season's event build-up, and that would make sense because last season's was, 1 or 2 weeks before the season launched, whereas this coming season is around a month away, or over a month away, so it's strange that they're building it up this early on. So perhaps we could see this event span over the next month and maybe get bigger and bigger if Temporeal is refusing to leak it to the community. Anyway, those are my thoughts and ramblings on this weird situation that we found ourselves in with this Easter egg. If you have any thoughts or any clues, please do let us know either in the Discord, there's a link in the description and in the comments, or just let me know in the comments below. If you do need to cross-reference or check out any lore stuff, there will be a link to the Exodus archives below. Every single player card, everything you can think or imagine about the game, information-wise, is there, so scour through it, see if you can find any connections to these new companies, Yatagara, Nordvik, anything, and let us know if you find anything. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.